everyone. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Living Blissfully in the Digital Fast Lane. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to be a mompreneur when I have a full-time job, right? So, you have a full-time job and you think that starting a business is out of the question. We may know of someone who holds like multiple jobs or even someone who have multiple businesses. But is there anyone out there who has a job and also has a business? Right? Can the two really happen together and what does that look like? So we shall find out. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to be a mompreneur when I have a full-time job. I think we can look at it, first understand, what is the difference between a job and a business. In a job, we are working for an employer in an exchange for a salary. And in a business, right, the business owner owns and operates the venture with the aim of generating profit. So that is the difference. One is a salary, one is the business owner owns the venture, right? And in a job, employees typically have specific roles and responsibilities assigned by their employers. While in the business, the scope it's definitely much wider, especially as a new startup. Maybe you are a one man show, right? And then the benefit here is that the business owner will have control over the operation, the management, and the direction of the business because we like freedom, don't we? Right? And then while in the job, right, employees usually they have fixed working hours, right, and they have less flexibility in their schedules. As for business owner, they often get to enjoy flexibility in terms of working hours and also greater autonomy in their work. So that is the difference, right? And in a job, sometimes job security and its stability may vary, right? We don't have control over that, and I wouldn't say that this such thing doesn't exist in a business. They do exist. In a business, it often involves greater, uncertainty and even the possibility of failure that could happen. But then, right, in a business, as it grows, as it becomes successful, right, there is a potential for higher income, right? So now we know the difference. And so having tried both, I wouldn't say that which is better, but I do enjoy what I am doing now. And I see that the general most people, they do not have this business venture experience, and really it's difficult to gauge whether you prefer to be in a job or you prefer to have a business because you only have experience in a job. So sometimes you really have to try to know whether you like to have a business or whether is it having a business is more suitable for you, right? So whether is it a job or a business, I think it's really about the preference of each individual. And I think as long as one is happy, I think that is the best choice for them, right? So now let's look at, so does having a job stop people from starting a business? I think my answer to that is a no, because having a job does not stop anyone from starting a business. But I do think that limiting mindset, fears, self-doubt, along with many other factors associated with the mind, often becomes the greatest obstacle, right? So having a job is really not a problem at all. In fact, it is better to have a job to finance a business until it is stable. So let's say those external factors like whether you have a job, whether you have time, whether you have family or not, those factors are usually not the deciding factor, like for someone to help them decide whether they want to have a business or not. But usually it's really about the mind, whether they have fears, whether you know they think like, oh, what would my friends think about me, what would my family say about me. So those are the factors that usually becomes obstacle for someone to take the first step. So having a job will not stop anyone from starting a business, but the mindset, the self-doubt and fear will stop someone from starting a business. So that is what I think, and I do see that trend as well, right? So now we can get to today's topic, right? So how do people become mumpreneur when they have a full-time job? Really, the trick here is to find a business model, right, that is suitable for moms, that is suitable for someone who has a full-time job. So like for example, if we start a business that requires like like a physical shop, like there is a shop front, like a cafe for example, then as a new startup it will require a lot of your presence. You will need to be physically there to operate like your cafe, like your shop, right? So the trick here is really to find a business model that is easy to incorporate into a full-time work schedule, right? Such as digital business, the one that I'm doing, or maybe like influencer. Those are businesses that we can explore, right? Because it is about digital presence over physical presence. So this will be suitable for people who have a full-time job. And also in the digital space, it's really about having the tools and system to help run the business. So this can help take over the time commitment, right? Such that the business is still running when we are at our 9 to 5 working, right? So that will help. So, and definitely we must be able to put in time and effort to grow a business, because a business takes time to grow. And one thing good about a business is that we have control over the pace of the business, how fast it is growing, right? So if time, you are not rushing to grow the business, you can set a long timeline, and then we can slowly grow the business, right? And if we are like hungry for success, if there is a plan to grow the business and eventually have it to replace the job, we want to get rid of the job fast, right? So that is how like we want it to grow fast. But perhaps we need to squeeze out more free time to grow the business faster, right? So we can set a long timeline, we can have a short timeline. And regarding the long timeline, right, because we already have a job in place, right? And being in the digital space, right, it's not like we have a shop, it's not like we have rental, and then there is this monthly output that you worry, right? So it's okay to grow the business slowly. And it's also in the digital space, we do not have like product that is shelf life sensitive, so that is we can really grow it slowly to eventually replace a full-time job. So that is the plan, right? So and then there is also a group of people that they feel that they are happy to remain an employee. I think that is good as well, because we all have different needs and wants, right? So as long as people they are happy, it's okay to just have a job. I think that is That is good enough. And then I have this, there is this group of people, they are the worst, I think, because when there will be people who are not happy and complaining, right? And they choose to stay. We all have that one or two colleagues that are like that, right? And all I want to say is that we all have the freedom to choose. We have choices, right? Choices like we can choose to change our job, change industry, take a pay cut. We have options. Well, while not all options are realistic, right? Especially when we have a family, when we have responsibilities. But yes, we do have options, right? Like maybe like for changing industry wise, yes, maybe we need to learn a new skill. Maybe we need to take up a new diploma, right? That will include time and money as well. But yes, we can change industry, right? Why not? So what I want to say is that we have choices, and there is a freedom to choose. So I don't wish like people to stay miserable. So move on when we can, or at least like accept the situation, right? And I think when people complain less, they will be happier, right? So, and then having knowing that um, we can start a business, right, with a full-time job, then you may ask, right, what are the benefits of starting a business alongside a full-time job, right? First thing, of course, is the financial stability. So maintaining, like while having a full-time job, provides a steady income to cover, your living expenses, the initial business costs, right? This stability can help reduce financial stress during the early stages of entrepreneurship when the business is not stable yet. We have to accept the fact that business takes time to grow, it takes time to stabilize. So having a job does help to reduce stress, and also it's good, knowing that you are trying something new and you also have something for you to fall back on, which is your job. If it happens that the business does not work out, or is not something that you are passionate about, you are not happy with it, yeah, we can always minimize loss, or it's not working well, minimize loss, close the business, go back to your job. So that is the stability part, and really reduce the risk of starting a business. So keeping a job, we can minimize the financial risk associated with starting a business, and it also gives us time, right? When we have a job, we start a business part-time, we will be running the business part-time. This allows us time to test the business in the market before committing to it full-time. So we get to gauge like customer interest. If there is the need, we can refine the product or services and make necessary adjustments accordingly. So it gives us time to explore and test out, right, before we feel that it will grow. We are confident enough that it will become successful. Then we can start to think whether we want to put in more time to it, right? And having the business as like a sideline, we give it a chance to grow, and then we can consider transition to working on the business full time, right? Knowing that over the time of maybe 6 months, 1 year, right, while still having the job, right, we have built a solid foundation on the business, and also have a financial safety net in place. I think that is very important for anyone to feel secure, right, and starting something very, very new, right? So now you may ask, after you have a side business like running alongside a job, so what's next? So my answer is grow it, right? So we can have more options in life. So some people, they choose to like keep their job, right? Even though they have a successful business, some people still choose to have their job for and then we have the business for additional income, right? And since the business only require like few hours a day, right, with the help of automation and system and the digital space, right, many people still can keep their job because yeah, I met people that they have a successful business and yet they still choose to keep their job because um, like maybe they hold a high manager role and they really enjoy that, they like their work, and also I think it's a sense of identity as well. So people enjoy that, and so it's okay to have a job and also have a business for passive income. And also there is a group of people who will choose to quit their full-time job to focus on the business, to grow it even bigger, and really, start to, have more time with the family if that is your goal. And it's also possible that when the first business is running well, right, it is generating passive income, that business will require less and less of our time and attention. And perhaps then using a portion of the profit from the first business to maybe start a second business, start something different. And that is how the rich get richer, correct? They work on something, they earn, and then it's growing passive income, use a portion of the profit to grow another business. No, it's really up to you on what you want to do, and most importantly is to have the choices and the freedom, right? So, and then you want to know like what does the life of a full-time mompreneur looks like. So if you decide to start a business and then eventually quit your job and work on the business full-time, so you want to know how does that look like. So I think the possibilities are endless. Okay, we have the freedom to choose to work out the best schedule for ourselves. Like for me, my boy Lele, he is very used to me working, and he is very involved in my business. Like he actually acts like a manager in my business. He makes sure that I work. Yeah. So ironically, he makes sure I work. I think that is because we do spend quite a bit of time together, and sometimes like by making me work, right, he actually gets a little bit of like more screen time, right, kids, right? So he makes sure that I work, and I like to let him know that I have a Zoom going. Like right now I'm doing a go live. He is very aware. Like I'm shooting a video, if I'm replying to my leads, if I'm replying to my mentee, so I will let him know. And also now he is old enough, right? He's old enough to give me ideas, and I like to discuss things with him. Like, for example, like, I like to act like, I face an issue, I face a problem, and I ask him for opinions. And from there, he gets to, like, exercise his time management skill. He gets to, learn planning, how to plan things, right? So I like to get him involved, ask him for opinions. And now, as he gets older, he is getting more curious about my work and has been like asking more questions now. So I think that is a different kind of bonding for us, right? And then Lala, right? He has met many of my business partners, and he is friends with their children as well. I think such exposure, it's really very good for him, and really he is actually more sociable than I am, right? So how does the life of a full-time mompreneur look like, right? Typically, the day starts with sending the kids sending the children to school because Lele, my boy, he is in primary one. He is 7 years old. So the morning starts very early, send him to school. Then it is freedom for me because from the time that he is in school that morning, I can do so many things, right? I can choose to do some work. I can choose to do house chores. I can also spend some quiet time to myself, right? Really just lie down there and do nothing. Once in a while, we all need that, right? Then also there can allocate time. Certain days can go for like self-care appointments. I know of mothers, they like medicure, hair care, can use that morning to do all of that. Can catch drama, meet up with friends, exercise, right? These are the things that few hours in the morning we can do so much, so many things, right? And then afternoon, I have to pick the children from school, have lunch together, then have to do homework, can have some activities, chit chat, talk about the day. Lala, he likes to share with me stories, right? What happened in school, what he ate, or what the friends do, some jokes. So he will share it with me, and really the afternoon really passes by so quickly, and then it's time to cook dinner and have dinner as a family. And then my husband Aloysius comes home, right? Then we'll have dinner together, right? And then after that, they will have some father and son time while I attend to some work because my mentees, they have their full-time job. Some of them, they have their full-time job, and when they choose to work on the business is in the evening. So I am there to support when needed. I'm there to support when they need me, right? And then so I will do some work while the father and son, they can chit chat, play games, right? Then and then children of a young age, they go to bed early, right? Then as I finish up on my work and the children is asleep, right? Aloysius and I, we get to we finally have some time for ourselves to chit chat, right? So every day is really quite a routine. And I particularly enjoy the morning alone. I can do whatever I want. Sometimes I choose to laze around, right? They really laze around. And then I do my ironing, laundry, everything when Lala is home. Sometimes I feel it's good to um show my boy, actually I'm very busy at home. Because, it's better to show him how I work, show him, about being responsible with the house chores and all. It's better that way than for me to squeeze everything in the morning, right? Do all the house chores in the morning, and then in the afternoon I look so lazy, right? So I don't think that is very nice. So now that you have a better idea about like the possibilities and benefits of starting a business when having a full-time job, and also about what life would look like when we transition to a business full-time, right? Whether is it the kind of life that you like. If that is the kind of life that you like, you may want to take steps towards it. So I am Priscilla. I am a digital business mentor, and I am here to help others change their lives for the better with digital business. So mothers can get to enjoy more quality time with their children and have more time for self-care to take care of their well-being. So remember that we are not just mothers. We can create a lifestyle best for ourselves and our families. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this sharing gives you a better understanding of digital business. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye.